Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome back to Moon Directed. Unless you're a first-time subscriber, and then I say welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. So I wanted to kind of do things a little differently this time and just see, if this format works a little better for everyone. I'm also trying to as the sun goes down, my lighting's changing a lot. Okay, so what do I have going on here today? I decided what I would do would be to go through where all the planets were, what they're doing, and how is that maybe affecting you, and then take a card for each uh, time the moon changes a phase this week. And see how it goes. On Friday, though, I'm going to do a live session where you can come in and you can ask any questions you want. We'll do a Q&A. And so that'll be excellent if you want to put a question in the comment below. Of something that you want me to do, and I'll go through and I'll do all the written questions. If you check out your moon and your sun and your rising, you can write a comment on those, or you can do it in the announcement. I did an announcement video. So any questions that I can find in any of the videos, I will cover those first, and then that gives everybody an opportunity to come through and ask me questions during the chat. And I will keep going as long as I'm getting questions, and as long as I have the energy and my voice hasn't given out. We'll just keep going, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to it. After you get done with all that Friday madness, right? So it'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time on Friday, the 23rd of this month. Okay, so where in the heck is everything, right? What's going on? So right now we have Uranus in opposition to Aries, and then it's going to move back into Taurus. So right now you're kind of getting a little reprieve, because when the energy of Uranus moves back into Taurus, then it's going to be in opposition with Scorpio again. And so it's really going to highlight the changes that you are going through that are in the material world. So this is something that's going to affect the world globally. Okay, you see the uptick in things like earthquakes and stuff like that, and financial markets will get rocked. And so this is it's a 7-year cycle. So it's not going to happen all at once, but it's also going to be kind of unrelenting, and that will continue to happen. And so, take a look at how that applies in your life and get ready for it. It's a 7-year cycle. So this is your financial stuff. It's also in your house of partnerships. Taurus is your 7th house of partnerships, Scorpio. So it could be financial and marital, or something along that lines. You're not my first video of the night. So sorry. I could tell I'm losing my voice. Okay, so Jupiter, so the sun is in Scorpio right now, your sign, but it's moving into Sagittarius on Thursday. And then Jupiter is in Sagittarius and moved out of Scorpio into Sagittarius like November 9th. So it'll be there for 13 months. So what does that mean to you? Well, that would be in your 2nd house of finances and stuff. So it's a really great chance to maybe expand things and make money and try things. So this chaos that you're going to feel, the stress and the pull from Uranus, might turn out to be very beneficial for you. So look for opportunities. You should always be looking for opportunities. And so there's that. And then also, I'm trying to warn everybody, because it's in Sagittarius where it's so happy and it eats so much, is that you might want to pay attention to the fact that your waistline could be expanding. So a good diet and exercise program for the next 13 months is highly advised. All right, so then we have Mercury in retrograde, and it's in the fire sign of Sagittarius. So what does that mean to you? Well, it affects the fire signs a lot more. It really does. So, but this is about, in general, people will talk about transportation issues or surgeries or communication, computer, stuff like that being a problem for the next few weeks. I think that if you just take it a little extra time, have an awareness, have a contingency plan. I think that because you're not a fire sign, you will be kind of skating by. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. But it's a chance to review, reinvent, go over. Exes come back. That happens a lot. So it's a chance to redo a relationship that maybe needs some work. So that's good. And then we have Pluto and Saturn are in Capricorn right now. And that's a comfortable aspect for you. And so that's not so bad, because as Pluto's going in, and that's your Pluto rules Scorpio, and it likes to create transformation and changes and stuff. Well, Capricorn's about the career sector. So maybe there's some changes happening for you there that are financial. So we've got lots of financial energies happening in the next year or so for Scorpios. So it's a really potent energy. It's a really big opportunity to really do something spectacular. Try to use it to better your life. Don't be afraid of the energy, work with the energy, okay? So then right after like Pluto goes in and gets all disruptive and anything, then along comes Saturn, who's all about order and boundaries, and it wants to tidy up the things. So it takes the chaos and makes order out of it. And it's pretty close behind it. So chaos and then control, chaos and then control. And it can really make some very positive changes if you take advantage of it. Mars just got into Pisces, a fellow water sign. And so Mars, who's been hard pushing, hard charging, really, really competitive and pushing through in Aquarius, is now kind of muted by the water splashing on it, right? Because it's a really deep water sign. And so it's more like get in the flow, get in the flow. So don't be pushing so hard, just flow with it. Venus is happy right now in Libra. Pretty soon she'll be moving into Scorpio. Not so happy there. So you'll have to see how that works for you. Neptune is in retrograde in Pisces. Again, a water sign, your fellow water sign, but Pisces is about those long distance hopes and goals and dreams, and it's in retrograde. So what does that mean? It means it's going back over the same ground that it's been over before. So what did you want to do when you were a kid or 10 years ago or whatever? What are those lofty goals and dreams you want? Because here's your chance to renew, review, reinvent. And if they were financial, even better, right? So here's a really good opportunity to pull a lot of things together, Scorpio. I have a friend who's in Scorpio, and I told her that, and I'm getting that same sensation again. Every time I do a reading for her, it's like, I feel like you're like the bowstring being pulled back and getting ready to fire. It's very exciting energy for you. So I really hope that you figure out how to use it and take advantage of it, because it's looking pretty stellar. All right, but let's talk about this week, okay? So this week, Mars is square to Jupiter on Monday. That's not so fun for anybody. Nobody's going to really enjoy that. So tense will be the word for the world. Tense will be the word for the world. Okay, so the energies for Monday is we have will. We have willpower. Look, she's hiding behind her mask. Scorpio, that's so you, right? It's like you keep things really, really close to your chest. Why? Why? What are you afraid of? If you could open up a little and let a few people in, you would realize that it's not so scary out there. I'm just saying. Okay, and you need to focus. What do you need to focus on? That's great energy on Monday. So Monday, you're going to be kind of, and I would be a little nervous on Monday because of the Jupiter squaring Mars thing. But in general, what do you want? Focus on it, determine it, because you guys are coming into such an expansive opportunity. So don't squander it. Okay. Then Wednesday, the moon moves into Taurus at 3 in the morning, 3:42 in the morning. And that's about taking action. And Taurus is all about grounded, plodding along. And, Taurus is very comfortable it's an opposition to you, but it's an earth sign. So it's a weird kind of thing. It's a weird kind of dynamic, but plan. And that's also in your 7th house of partnerships, I think. No, day-to-day activities. Okay, so plan it out. What do you want to do? Work it through, making the steps, okay? Then Friday we get into the full moon in Gemini, which illuminates, shines the light on things. It's a great time to prune, right? What do you need to get rid of? Because even though it's the moonlight, which still some things are in shadow, you're Scorpio. You're used to living in the shadows, working in the shadows. You probably see better in the shadows than anyone else does. So What do you need to revise, renew, get in there and prune things out, cut things out. There's a lot of really good energy for you to work with. And so I like to recommend that you get a piece of paper and you write down all the things that you want to prune and cut from your life when you get a full moon. And then I flip it over, and on the backside, write all the things you're grateful for. I've got a great job. I've got a great wife. I've got a great husband. I've got, a home I really like, whatever it is, write down your gratitude list. I'm really super excited because I, got to take this trip this year, whatever you're grateful for. Because when you tell the universe you're grateful, the universe goes, ooh, they appreciate it. Let me give them some more. So a really good way to draw that into you is to pay attention to it. So what you focus on is what you get. So if you're focusing on the negative, you're going to bring in the negative. So focus on the positive. And by writing the gratitude list, you're really focusing on the positive. So you can bring that in and draw that into you. So then Saturday is a really great day to reflect. Self-reflect. What were the plans and what did you start back in June that culminated with this, with the June new moon, Gemini new moon? This is the Gemini full moon. So 6 months. What did you put into start? The seeds that you planted, and where they're right now. What can you do? What can you tweak? What was good? What was bad? What needs to be redone? That's a really good time, a little self-reflection. What was working, what wasn't working. And then Sunday, the moon moves into your fellow sign of Cancer, and that's all about pleasure. So what I thought I would do for you is pull a card for each of the days that the moon changes signs and just see what the energy is for that, what kind of advice we can get for you with that. And so for the moon in Aries on Monday, because Aries just likes to take off on a trot and doesn't really know where it's going or what it's doing, I felt that it would be important to try to get some direction for it. And so I selected Colette Baron Reed's The Enchanted Map. To see if we can't just kind of pull that energy down and ground it a little bit and figure out exactly what it is that you should be, focusing on. What are you supposed to be using your willpower for? Right? Scorpio, I am so sorry. Okay, so you're sad. You are sad. It's been feeling this way. I'm telling you, though, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. You're going to have to take the action to get it better. There's a couple of things you can do. You can actually reevaluate your situation, go through and figure out what kind of steps you can take. And the other thing you can do is you can ask for help. The universe cannot, the angels cannot, God cannot step in and help you without your permission. That's that whole gift of free will. It's a double-edged sword. You have to ask for the help. So ask for the help. Ask for the help from God. Ask for the help from your friends, from your significant other, from your children, whatever it is. I'm so sorry that you're sad. That feels like a really heavy loss. Like you really had a lot of hopes and plans and goals and dreams wrapped up around something, and it kind of fell apart on you. But I'm telling you, you are that bow being pulled back. It's getting that arrow being pulled back into the bow. It's getting ready to fly. So go ahead and give it a shot, okay? You're entitled to your feelings. I'm not telling you to not feel them. I'm telling you to write down on your list that you want the sadness to go away, that you want the situation to be resolved, whatever it is. That's the kind of stuff you want to be putting on that list, okay? All right. So Wednesday, the moon moves into Taurus. I use the Angels of Abundance to try to get you some good advice. And we have Quiet Retreat. That's the action step. You are super sad. They're saying, feel the sadness. Go ahead. Take some time. Get off by yourself. How did you get there? What could you have done differently? What will you do differently next time? Sometimes you have to roll through that. Sometimes it's a loss, like someone passed away, and you just need some time to think about them and be with them and talk to them. Okay, it's okay to talk to them. They can hear you. They really can. That's a rough way to do the holiday weekend. I am really sorry that that's happened to you, Scorpio. I really am. Let's see if it gets any better with Gemini. That's a pretty harsh aspect, so I kind of doubt it. It's uncomfortable. That's in your 8th house of transformation. Yes, I think. I need some light. I can't read this one. Oh, I don't know how to make this light work. I was trying to get this done before the sun went down, but I didn't make it. Let me see if I put it over here. Oh, that's not too bad. I think we can deal with that. Okay. Oh my God, this is so you. Okay, polarity. While you're on this quiet retreat, I think this retreat's going to last more than a day or two. So it's like you got the holiday weekend to work on this stuff. Polarity is about recognizing, seeing what your shadow side is. It's integrating the light and the dark. You can't have light without dark. If you aren't sad, you don't know what joy is. If you haven't had hard times, you don't know what good times are, right? You have to have both. It's like you can't have good without evil. So you have to work through this. We all have a shadow side. It's impossible to be three-dimensional. Okay, if someone draws a picture, if they don't put the shadow in, then it's flat. And it's by adding the shading that makes it stand out, makes it look three-dimensional. Everybody has to be a three-dimensional character. You can't always have it great. That doesn't even make sense. You would be boring and flat, and actually, who would enjoy you? It is the more shading in our lives that we have, the more depth of character we have, the better we become, the stronger we become, the more renewed we become. Scorpio, this is why you're here. Okay, it is about the death and the rebirth process. It is about getting down and doing the shadow work and working through the hard stuff. And for whatever reason, right now, this week, you're in the thick of it. And I hope you don't look at it as a bad thing. I think right now you have like this long weekend. It could be a really good thing because at least you have it. And I know everybody's out running around and everybody's, oh my gosh, who told us you have to be happy because it's the holidays? It's a lie. It's a lie. Nothing is more lonely than for some people. So if that's where you're at, that's where you're at. Take care of yourself. Put yourself first. Sleep. Take a nice long salt bath. Get that negative energy out of your system. Rest, relax, rejuvenate. Do what you need to do. Sunday, the moon moves into Cancer, and that's going to feel a lot more comfortable. So let's just see, and hopefully you'll be able to regenerate, renew, and revitalize. Oh, this is interesting. Sunday, getting to know each other. So if there's a relationship in your life that you've been neglecting, Sunday's a really good time to reach out and try to reconnect. But this also could be getting to know the other side of you, right? The light and the shadow, making friends with yourself, loving yourself, all of you, the good parts and the bad parts. So depending on where you are, and you know, I don't, this is a general reading. I'm talking to a lot of people. What works for you? What do you really need? Okay, so get to know all the parts of you. If there's a relationship that you've been neglecting, then reach out and get to know that person too. That could maybe solve some of this. All right, I'm going to get you a color card for the week so that you have that to work with. Let's just see what we get. Brown. Set some boundaries. Where do you need to set boundaries in your life? It's late. Where do you need to set boundaries? Are people taking advantage of you? Maybe they are. Maybe they are. Do you need to set some boundaries? Possibly. You know. You know. Ground yourself. Okay? All right. That's it. Come back and see me on Friday. Bring some questions. Put them in the comments below. Check out your sun, your moon, and your rising. Maybe something there will resonate a little better or give you a better feeling about things. Like, share, subscribe. I like to share it to my friends in private messenger on Facebook. They may not like it as much as I do it, but I love to do that. And hit the notification button so you'll remember when I go live. I'll be live at 2 o'clock on Friday. So I'd love to see you back here to chat. Okay? Take care of yourself.